Welcome back to another video. This video we will be covering the wall stride. So this exercise here is the wall stride itself. So I'll quickly talk you over the setup for the exercise. You want to be against a wall with your heels around knee height or slightly above, probably a little higher than I have them here. And that just biases the hamstrings and kind of takes away the quads, but the camera angle is a little low, but my heel needs to be slightly higher just to prioritize the hamstrings. Now from here you want to tuck the pelvis and squeeze the glutes, and you want to make sure that the tailbone stays tucked and your pelvis is tucked. And then a very important key point is that your rib cage is down, so we're not flaring the ribs out here, and we keep the rib cage stacked towards the pelvis and not flaring up into the air. Now, with the leg on the wall, you want to maintain a pulling motion, so almost like my heel wants to pull towards the floor. This is going to fire up the hamstrings. So as you can see there, my glute is fired on, my hamstrings are on as I pull down on the wall, and then we're just going into a calf raise essentially. Now all the pushing off the wall, you don't want to use your quads, your hips, anything like that. It's all coming from you pushing into the wall and then raising the calf up, so raising the heel up. And what you should get is co-contractions between the calf, the hamstring and the glutes, and it feels really nice to get all those muscles working together. So as you can see here, one more time through the setup. So set up nicely on the wall here, away from plug sockets, and maintain a pull. So you can see my legs a little higher this time, which is a bit better. There you go, the glutes are on. I am tucking the pelvis, the rib cage is down. I've been doing a lot of practice to fix that rib flare, which has improved massively. Pulling down on the wall to fire up the hamstrings, and then performing those calf raises. Now when you perform the calf raise, you want to ensure that you aren't rolling onto the inside of the foot or the outside of the foot. You want to maintain the ball of the foot on the wall. So a lot of people will actually roll to the outside and lift up that big toe and the ball of the big toe as well. You could also be rolling onto the inside, but more than likely people are rolling out the way as well. So keeping those pressures and then just going through a set of 20 reps each side, 15 to 20 reps for about 3 sets is good. Now I like doing this with a hamstring bridge isometric after on the foam roller, so this just fires up the glutes, the calves and the hamstrings as well in the co-contraction type of movement. Now the other leg, you want to bring that knee up to the chest, so that's another important note there, is just to bring that other leg up to the chest and keep focusing on your breathing. Make sure the ribs stay down, make sure you maintain that pull on the wall down towards the floor to fire up the hamstrings, and that you're pushing into the wall and you're not rolling onto the outside or to the inside of the toes. And you just take your time through the set. I like to breathe out nice and deep. Think about closing the ribs down to the pelvis, and that's when I really push into the wall and create that contraction. So this exercise is great for runners, anyone struggling with that posterior chain, any knee pain, ankle pain, any lower body issues. This is going to be beneficial for. Take your time with the exercise. It does take a bit of practice, especially making sure that you get all the cues perfect, and doing this alongside some other breathing exercises is really beneficial, and you'll progress a lot further than just doing this exercise willy-nilly. So I like to pair it with the all fours abs exercise, foam roll isometrics like I said, and other kind of hamstring bridge exercises. It just works really well. It's fixed a lot of issues that I've had, and all the reasons that I went down the functional movement sphere. This is far better than all the exercises that functional patterns and Goa and stuff are providing you, because you can actually feel this work in you, and it translates over to your sport and other lifts perfectly, and you just feel really springy. You just have that glute to feet connection that you struggle to get from any other exercise. It's fantastic for connecting the toes up to the glutes, and then with the correct breathing mechanics as well, everything else fires up.